Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from asortofinterestinglife.com, and today we're going to have a quick chat and a look back at the winter that I've just spent on board good old Tilly here. It's my second winter living on a narrowboat, and it's got to be said I'm amazed at just how different it's been from the first winter I spent on board. I'll just say now very quickly, for anyone who's unfamiliar with the narrowboat cruising rules, then if you don't have a home mooring at a marina, then you have to stick to the continuous cruising rules, which state in their basic form that you have to move, you can't stop in one area for more than 14 days. So for me, over the summer I like to travel every couple of days and have plenty of trips like that, rather than to go, right, I'm here for 2 weeks, move, here for 2 weeks, move. And that is the general cruising rules. But over the winter months, from November to March, you can pay a fee and have a winter mooring licence, which basically then there's all sorts of exceptions and rules associated with that as well. But that's allowed me to stay in this one area for the last 5 months. So I'm very happy to be looking out to some amazing weather like today, and hope that it's going to stay like this, as I'm looking forward to doing a good deal of travelling over the summer, and hopefully you shall be joining me along for the ride as well. So how's this for a nice close-up shot? Now I'm not going to paddle wildly, as I don't want to rock the camera from side to side and make you all feel sick, but like I say, this is the end of winter still. And yet I'm out here still thinking that this jumper's a little bit too much to be wearing, and it's fantastic weather. We've had a few days like this sprinkled in, but mainly this year, as there's a plane going overhead to destroy the audio, sorry about that, there's been just endless rain, like I say, and there's been very few, I'd say there still aren't even double figures worth of proper frosty cold nights for this year so far. And given the weather turning to this now, it's not looking like it's going to be like it for a while to come either. And I think that has been an absolute godsend this year. And you can tell just from the amount of fuel and wood that I've had to go and collect and burn that it's been a lot milder than last year. And there's been a lot of days where during the daytime I haven't had the fire burning at all, because there's just been no need to. It's been warmed up enough from the sun outside, and obviously inside you're well out of any draft and wind that may be blowing outside. And when it comes down to that, it's been the perfect winter in many ways. Obviously, as you'll have seen from some of my clips, which I'm sure we'll be seeing as I say these words, it's been incredibly muddy after about 2 months worth of rain since just before Christmas. But it's got to be said, at the moment, all's well that ends well. You've got to be hard pressed to believe that this time last year everything was under feet of snow and it was absolutely impossible to travel anywhere. And this year we're out here in a kayak, absolutely loving the beautiful weather. I'll say on that note, the real sort of influence of winter on my normal daily life and weekly routines is, apart from obviously keeping warm and the general collecting wood and burning and keeping the fire going, is obviously I need to get places. That's either for shopping and supplies, or sometimes obviously just actually going to work and doing my actual real job. As we have a look at a few clips from last year, you can see when I say about there being an awful lot of snow, there really was an awful lot of snow. And when you consider that I try and commute all the time on nothing but a fixed gear bicycle, you can imagine that suddenly these bike trips become impossible. And you're talking not only from this sort of levels of snow, but also just having proper frozen cold nights and having ice all over the ground and stuff like that. Obviously make it impossible for me to wake up before 7 o'clock in the morning and go, right, hop on my bike and get into work, when I know that there's going to be black ice everywhere and, well, terrible potential. I've come off my bike a few times in the ice and had various little injuries, nothing serious, but it's not the sort of thing you want to be doing on a regular basis. But when it comes to this level of snow, you can see the amount of trees that were brought down across the canal. It made it impossible to even boat anywhere, let alone get in a kayak, really. I don't think I'd fancy trying to drag a kayak over these trees. But as for taking the narrowboat down, obviously that wasn't happening until they were cleared, which took, I don't know, about a week or so, because once again there was so much snow around, it brought the country to a standstill in many places, and that then has all the knock-on effects of me starting to think, oh, I'm starting to run a bit low on water, better go a little bit easy on the taps, and obviously then trying to get out for shopping and things like that. And as I have a very good stroke of luck that where my mum's house, or where I used to live before Tilly, is in Oswestry, is literally 10 minutes walk from where I work. So what I had to do the one weekend was walk about, I don't know, a good few miles, I'm not sure how many exactly, but walk a good few miles down the towpath through proper snow up to your knees sort of level snowfall, down the towpath, clamber over all these trees, get up to my friend's house, which was still about 5 miles away from where I wanted to be, and then dig their car out of the driveway and have an incredibly slow ginger car trip into Oswestry the evening before I had work, so that I could then stop at my old house, wake up in the morning and actually attend work as if nothing had ever happened. And obviously this year, not having that level of snow and not having many proper freezing cold nights at all. I mean, I still refuse to believe there's been double figures number of nights where it's actually frozen and been ice on the ground the following morning. That's given me a lot more security to know, right, when I wake up in the morning it's going to be a nice, simple and relatively safe bike ride into work. And that's really what the core of the difference between this year and last year's winters has been. Of course, there's been a lot missed out as well by not having the proper cold, chilly winter weather, and ignoring the practical side of things, just having those really bright, sunny but bitterly cold, frozen over winter's mornings has meant that there hasn't been the amazing clear skies for astronomy, which some of you will know I absolutely adore. Equally, if you've been watching my walking videos, then you'll know that there hasn't been the great opportunities to get out and really enjoy the proper amazing views for miles, because there just hasn't been that clear sky weather and that clear sort of perfect winter's day, I don't know, just hazeless, cloudless skies. And that's something that I miss, but once again, that is all just sort of, that's just scenery and that's just icing on the cake. I can't complain with the walking that I've been doing, and well, it's now 4 o'clock in the evening at the end of winter, where last year everything was covered in snow and freezing cold. It's 4 o'clock, and I'm literally out in a kayak filming and speaking to you all now, so I can't complain about not getting out and doing some great stuff. I'll say thank you very much for watching. I'll also say now thank you very much for the incredible response I've had to my short film about my love of life on a boat, the Narrowboat Lad. Nice simple title. And I'll say thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my 2 books, The Narrowboat Lad and The Narrowboat Lad Living the Dream, available for Kindle, only £1.53, so help me out, check them out. So of course, feel free to like the Facebook page, almost at 700 likes. Feel free to add me on Facebook too, an awful lot of you have now, so thanks very much for all the messages and joining in the fun when I post all these boating pictures and stuff. And really, feel free to follow me on Twitter as well, and have a fantastic day. Until the next time, hope to see you around soon. Farewell.